to Fertile Talks, the global podcast celebrating the diversity of fertility journeys. I'm your host, Dr. Yemi Famuyiwa. Whether you're just starting or simply curious, this is your safe space. In each episode, we will bring you expert insights, heartfelt personal stories, and the latest in reproductive health. Our goal is to break down barriers, tackle stigma, and provide support and hope. So whether you're in the Americas, Africa, or Asia, Fertile Talks is your companion on the path to parenthood. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to Fertile Talks. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Famuyiwa. I am your host for Fertile Talks, and today we're going to try and give you some more useful information. I hope you find it exciting. So my topic for today is about your microbiome and fertility. First off, what is the microbiome? Your microbiome are the host of organisms that consist of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and their genes that live on our body, in and around our body, and how they affect both our normal health and ill health for that matter. So, why is this important? There are now several studies showing that your microbiome is actually very important for maintaining your overall health. It influences your digestion, and more importantly, it influences your immune system. We now know that there are different distinctive parts of the body that have their own signature microbiome. You have a different microbiome in your gut. You have a different microbiome in your mouth. It's called the oral microbiome. You have a microbiome in your vagina that's separate and distinct from the uterus. You have a different microbiome, believe it or not, in the brain. And now there's talk about the microbiome presence in the placenta of the baby. Now, we know that a healthy microbiome is very important, and the most predominant bacteria in the vagina is lactobacilli. Now, interestingly, lactobacilli has different species. So you may have one that's called the Lactobacillus crispatus, Lactobacillus genserii, and a few others. What we now know is the bacteria, the normal flora, also differs by different regions. So, for instance, you have in Asia, the predominant lactobacillus is the crispatus, while in Europe and North America, the lactobacillus iners is more prevalent. In Africa, there's a mixture and a diversity of different lactobacilli. Now, why do we care? We now find out there's something called your gut vaginal axis, your gut uterine axis, and even brain uterine or vaginal axis. So there are different components in the microbiome geography. How does bacteria migrate from one part of the body to the other? We know that there can be bacterial translocation through your bloodstream, also influences through your immune system, and also proximity, anatomy. So you might find bacteria in the rectum because it's proximal to the bladder, to the vagina, may easily migrate over. And interestingly, you can also share microbiome with your sexual partner. So they're just organisms, they can cross back and forth. Why do bacteria, why are they important? There are some normal ones. For instance, I mentioned Lactobacillus crispatus. We know that that actually helps the trophoblast, the placenta, when it's forming, when a baby is implanting in the uterus. Some lactobacilli are helpful in helping the trophoblast penetrate into the uterus. So those are important. Now, just as you have normal bacteria, You can have some abnormal bacteria that can overgrow. If you have what is called a dysbiosis, meaning your normal bacteria is low. And the most common prevalent one that most people may hear about is bacterial vaginosis that gives you a very unpleasant odor and can be linked to preterm birth and some fertility issues. So, how can your gut, you say, affect your bacteria? Well, we do know that some probiotics that are taken orally can be found in the vagina. So there is a pathway either through blood, like I said, or even through proximity of the GI system. And if you have a dysbiosis in the gut, that can lead to systemic inflammation, and that can negatively impact your reproductive health as well as fertility. So we usually say it's nice if you have a probiotic rich diet or a prebiotic rich diet that can promote the growth of the beneficial bacteria. Now, what are the dietary recommendations? You could introduce or incorporate some probiotic rich foods in your diet, such as yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, or you can even eat prebiotic rich food like garlic, onions, bananas. So, a balanced diet supports a very healthy microbiome, and as a consequence, it also supports fertility. Now, what are we seeing in current research? There is a lot of research going on right now to see how can we restore the microbiome balance and can it improve our fertile outcome. Now, understand what I've said that you do have regional differences in the lactobacilli that you see. So such research will have to factor that into play. So, should I replace the same lactobacilli that is prevalent in Asia in someone who is in America? I'm not so sure. I think the jury is still out. So, in summary, we talked about the importance of a healthy microbiome, how it impacts your fertility, and ways to support your microbiome health. Again, thank you for listening. And this is Dr. Famuyiwa. If you've enjoyed this, please share, like, and let us know your comments. Thank you for tuning in to Fertile Talks. We hope today's episode has provided you with valuable insights and support for your fertility journey. Remember, you are not alone. Now, if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, please simply leave us a comment. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe with a friend. Your ratings, your shares, and your reviews are greatly appreciated and is going to help us serve more of our listening audience. Thank you once again. This is Dr. Famuyiwa.